It's a new month and a new quarter. And that means it's time to start over with our July budget and our first cash stuffing of the month. I'm also giving a sneak peek at how much I often save in change from using my cash envelope. So let's jump right in and see where my money is going. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin, and on this channel I am documenting my journey to debt freedom and financial independence. I do follow a zero-based budget, and as part of that I also use cash envelopes. So today's video I am going to be stuffing my variable cash envelopes from my first paycheck of July, and this is going to cover the first 2 weeks of July, so our cash envelopes for all of our variable spending. So going from the 1st of July through the 13th. And with, I'm also gonna do kind of a brief check-in, so take out whatever money I didn't spend in the past 2 weeks, and also tap into my coins. So I'm actually going to start there, and I have a lot of coins from the past 2 weeks. This is pretty heavy. And so I don't count up my coins, but I'll put it all out on a piece of paper first for you. Now keep in mind that in here are also $2 and $1 coins. So go ahead, and I'll count them out, but go ahead and put down in the comment box below how much you think just for the past 2 weeks I have saved in coins. And while you put that in, I will go ahead and I will count them up. So I've got $4 just in 20 cents. That's 5, 6, 7, 50. $7.90, $8, then 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48. Just gonna drop that into a jar. Sorry, that's a bit loud. 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. So there's $62. And then 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. $63 in change is what I have for the past 2 weeks. My smaller silver. So yeah, $63. If you guessed that amount, let me know. We'll see how far off people were. So extrapolate that out if you would like, and that will give you an idea of roughly how much I'm going to have towards the end of the year. So this is what I use towards my Christmas shopping and other things like that. That's why I don't stuff up those envelopes too much. But so our coins really do add up quite quickly here. And when I don't use cash, if I use a debit or a credit card, then that is what is used for in my roundup challenge. So next what I want to do is just go through and see what, if anything, I have left. And I actually do have money left over from the week. So I have $10 that we didn't spend in groceries, which was rather nice. I have money that has to go back to the bank. So nothing left in groceries here. So I have the smaller envelope for groceries just because I don't like carrying the whole wallet with me. Household spend, of course. This one is surprising, is that I have $50 left in our eating out. But this is largely because we usually go out to eat on Tuesday nights, but here in Southeast Queensland, we had a snap lockdown that was called. So we've had a couple of people in the area that have tested positive for the Delta Plus variant of the COVID virus. And so in Australia, what they tend to do to just get testing and try to contain everything, we go into a snap lockdown. So everything except for essential businesses stay open, have mandated masks, etc. So we just ended up not going out to eat last night. So $50 left from there. We have $10 left in fuel, and that's out of the 300. So I'll set that to the side for my $5 challenge. Transport only topped up one time. So there's another 5 and a couple more there. Dorky and Derby, they did get their food, but they had $20 left over. And personal, I hold on to that. And I've got $250 that is sitting in there. So what I am going to do, and I finally remembered where I got this idea from, she calls it a buffer, and it is over at the Beauty in Budgeting. If you are not familiar with her channel, highly recommend that you go and check it out, because as you can imagine with a name such as the Beauty in Budgeting, just absolutely gorgeous. I decided to call mine bail money, not because I anticipate any of us getting arrested, but basically because it's gonna bail me out in those instances where I need some extra money. So whatever I use over the 2 weeks, if I use it, otherwise what I'll do is I'll take it out and I'll put it towards my sinking funds afterwards. But this I'm hoping will keep me from tapping into my cushion, because if you watch my closeout, my June budget closeout video, our cushion, yeah, it's gone. We did a bit of, okay, we didn't do a bit, we did a lot of spending. So last is all of my $5 notes. And I've been keeping those kind of in just a small wallet on me. So again, I do not count these up. I just put them all together. The downside with polymer, once you fold it, it wants to stay folded. So I can grab all of my other $5 notes. Again, no idea how much is there. I will remain ignorant to be pleasantly surprised. And again, similar to what I do with my monthly challenges, if they're in an envelope, is I grab some tape, tape it up, June 21 $5 notes, and off to the side it goes. It is that simple, how I plan out my stuff. So not too bad. That means that we actually came in quite under budget, particularly for transport, and having some left over from groceries, which is good because in July we're dropping our grocery spending and we're just going to be eating out of the freezer as best as we can and then just picking up fruit and veg. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my money laid out here. I'm not gonna bother going through counting it all. I've got something like around $1,450 that is for our variable envelope, so that is a drop of about, I think, maybe about $150 as compared to previous weeks. But then I also have money for my savings challenges that is in here as well. So get these set up, and I have a pretty basic system. So this is taken directly from the Budget Mom. I can claim absolutely no credit myself. I determine in my budget how much I'm going to spend in each area. So I determine by the month. We have very, very, very set, our paychecks are exactly the same every single week. And so when I do my budget for the month, I also plan out my weekly budgets for the entire month as well. So I know exactly how much. And then I break down into smaller denominations, because yes, I could have 3 $100 bills, but if I go into a store with a $100 bill and a grocery list for just 2 items, I'm gonna buy $100 worth of groceries. So breaking it down into smaller amounts, for me, psychologically, that is just what works. Because we don't have $1 notes, that's why I made my own printout instead of using the one from the Budget Mom. But it is the exact same amount. I keep this cheat sheet in front of me because trying to do the mental math and remember of how many of each denomination to put into each one, I can't hold all of that in my brain at one time. Just, yeah, cognitive overload. Because I do use my credit card for a lot of purchases as well, what I do is I take the cash out of the envelope, put it in the back to the bank, take it to the bank, and then pay it back to the credit card. The reason that I still take the money out of the account is because I'm just removing the temptation. And so I know I have a set amount to spend. Once that envelope is gone, that credit card can't be used anymore for making those purchases. So that prevents me from creeping into doing credit card float. So where I have additional purchases, but I have to wait until my next paycheck, I already know that I have the money set aside to cover the purchases that I have made. That is why I do it that way. That's not how I started off. I actually had a question from somebody of how long I have been using cash envelopes. And it's been a long time. So start off with groceries. I was getting 300. That's going to be 450s. It is going to be 320s. And 410s. Ew, that's a yucky one. I have to spin that one right away. We don't normally get yucky looking bills, but that one looks really... I mean, all money is beautiful. It's all got a beautiful soul, but well, it's showing its age a little bit. 50, 150, 200, sorry. 200, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 300. So when I started budgeting back in the early 2000s when I was in graduate school and following the Dave Ramsey budget. So quite literally I had just white envelopes because all of this nifty stuff that exists now, like cash envelopes, bulk groceries going to get $50. And this is for things from Costco, or if we want to bulk purchase maybe some, I don't really use a pantry, but if there's, maybe some meats or something that we see, but that is what that will be used for. So I have been following, excuse me, household $100, so 50, 2 20s, and a 10. So 50, 20, 40, and 90 going into household. 50, 70, 90, 100 going into household. See, camera's on, cannot math at all. But I quite literally had, just mailing envelopes because people still mailed letters back then. Dial-up was internet connection. There was no high-speed internet at that point. So $50 going to spending, so a 20 and 1, 2, 3 10s. So 20, 30, 40, 50. No YouTube. I actually listened to Dave Ramsey on AM Christian radio because there was no podcast or anything like that. So for eating out is going to be 2 20s. 10, 20, 30, and 5. And we have dropped our eating out a bit as well. So 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 5. Just because we are in winter, we're trying to stay home a bit more, save a bit more, get a bit more into our sinking funds. And this is the easiest way to do it. I can't control my set expenses, but I can control my variable expenses. But yeah, so I found Dave Ramsey that way, and there wasn't Budget Mom, there wasn't any of this breakdown or anything else. And that is just where I started at and where I've been going from. So 300 for petrol. So 50, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95, 300. So yeah, so when I say that I'm old school with budgeting and such, it's only recently that I've started using it, even having a planner. This is the first year that I've had a planner. Having envelopes, this is only the second year that I've had envelopes that are something other than just still a basic white mailer envelope for it. So how about you? How long have you been budgeting for? Are you brand spanking new, having just started this year? Is it something that you have been doing for a while? What modifications have you made as you have gone along the process? Even if you've just started the process, still a lot of changes that happen. 150 to transport, 50, 100, 20, 40, 45, and 50. Because I know that I have made heaps of changes as well, both categories that I have, how I go about my spending, how I figure out how much I'm going to have. So Torque and Turbo, my dogs, get 150. So a 100 and 2 20s and a 10. So 100, 20, 40, and 50. And that is the nice thing with budgets, is that, personal finance is personal as well. So speaking of personal, hey, personal care. So this is stuff for me. This is my hair, this is my nails, so a manicure, a pedicure, spa treatment, pretty much anything for that. So that is, I'm dropping that down to 75. So 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 5. Oops. They already got their money. Don't need to be giving them any more. Little mooses, they get more than enough. They're so spoiled as well. So, we have all the colors of the rainbow in there. And one of the other things you'll notice with our money is that it's different. It's various sizes as well. So as compared to the US, in fact, the US is one of the few countries that has notes that are all the exact same size. And this helps for a number of reasons, is that you can actually then know what type of note you're using without looking at it. It's different colors, so that helps people that are red-green colorblind, or people with any other visual impairments. So they feel different, they look different, they're different sizes for that as well. So thumbs up if you enjoy seeing money that is inclusive of all individuals. Our miscellaneous fund, we're putting $50 to that. So 20, 40, and 50. And so my goal is really going to be to not touch the miscellaneous fund. Not let my husband touch the miscellaneous fund as well, because he enjoys getting in there. Speaking of the husband, he gets 150, so we'll pass that over to him and we will never see it again. And then last, I'm just going to put in my money for my savings challenges for July. I haven't determined all of the challenges that I'm going to do, but I did get from Wanderprint Creations. So they call it the Hot Girl Summary, and I'm just like, not really a girl anymore, but that's okay. It sounds better than Hot Old Lady Summer, because that just even brings up a horrible visual. So the remaining, what should be $250, will go in here. So that's 2 50s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm like, please work out. 4 10s. 1, 2, 3. Yes, it does. And 2 5s. So that is going to be 50, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, and 50. So that's going to go in with other cash that I have in here. So this will be for my like challenge. So on my Transfer Tuesday videos, I do a savings challenge of the number of likes that I get on those videos. It's the amount of money that I save, and I got that idea from Tasha over at Mind Your Money, and that's working out quite well. I'll have the Hot Old Lady Summer Challenge, and then I have a Budget Mom Challenge as well that I will be doing for that, and that is where the money will come out of. So yes, I know that I could just take the money and put it into the envelopes now, but that kind of defeats the purpose a little bit for that. And then again, if anything comes up, these savings challenges are kind of going to be the first place that I will go to not go to after the bail money to take that money out, because savings can always wait, but bills or expenses, those have to be paid first. Okay, so that has us set, well, has me set, I hope, for the first 2 weeks of July. Again, the goal being to see how much we can not spend out of these envelopes. So obviously we're gonna have to spend some, but we wanna see how much we can save. We'll have that check-in in a couple of weeks, and then in between I will be stuffing my sinking funds. So until then, thank you very much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, do give it a like. If you like watching people going on their budgeting and debt-free journeys, please subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate that. We're coming up on 500 subscribers, so I'm quite excited for that. Otherwise, as always, remember to choose kindness, show gratitude, always keep a positive mindset, and I will see you in the next video.